The Fan. Good morning. Welcome into Sports Saturday here on 105.1 The Fan, 1080 The Fan, the Odyssey app, YouTube, and Twitch for the kids. I am Joe Fisher III. Across the phone marble table, as always, Rashad Taylor.
Top of the morning.
And across the glass, Jordan Schultz.
Go Ducks? Question mark?
That's too soon.
Why do you... Come on.
That's what I woke up thinking about.
You and the rest of the state, I guess. Anybody that's not wearing black and orange.
God. I wore
was just-
black yesterday. Unfortunately, it was for the Ducks' funeral.
I was just in the coffee line and
But
the
murder was before the funeral. Like today is the funeral. Today we put him to rest for sure. But last night was the drive-by shooting that happened.
The girl
You know.
in the coffee line said the Beavers fans that she knew even wanted the Ducks to win. So, I mean, when you talk about the whole state of Oregon,
It was
the whole state.
You know. Don't
Yeah, I
want
wouldn't say the whole state.
Yeah, I mean, not the whole
Okay.
state, but there's I'd say a vast majority of this state was in mourning last night.
Why? What happened?
Just some stupid stuff.
Someone died? Someone, did we lose a public...
Some spirits?
Yeah, I
Did we
think
lose a
something
public,
died.
lose a public figure or something like that?
A bunch of spirits, hopes. You know what I mean? Of a lot of people died
Careers.
yesterday. Potentially some careers might have died a little bit. It could be resurrected, but at this point, it doesn't look good, boss.
You would think being a Cowboy, Blazer, Duck, Oriole, Sharks fan like myself that I would get used to this feeling over time, but
How good are them Sharks?
they're actually pretty good this year.
Yeah.
And in playoff position, Macklin Celebrini, he's one of the up-and-coming bright stars in the NHL. I believe second in assists, 6 in goals.
Look at him.
Let's go.
Yeah, look at him. I mean, there's some bright spots, but there's just one dark cloud just hanging over the state of Oregon. Yesterday there was a little sun rays coming in at one point. Last night, which is good, but then this morning look up and see those clouds again.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh well.
I recall. I'm watching Alabama Vanderbilt right now basketball. I'm more locked into that right now.
Well, now's a good time. You know what I'm going to do?
We're a basketball school.
I'm going to make a real effort this year to watch college basketball.
No, you're not.
I promise I am. I didn't say I'm going to watch a lot of it, but I'm going to make an effort to watch more college basketball. Currently, I watch none until the tournament. So I think that's saying something, right?
So you're already doing more now.
This is more basketball for college that I've watched in, a couple seasons. I watch more women's basketball than I do.
That's that
men's.
hard-hitting
That sounds
analysis
crazy.
you expect on Sports Saturday. Wait till March Madness, baby.
In a million years, I would have never imagined that I would watch women's basketball before I watch men's.
Sexist.
I know, right? These days, they just don't,
pig.
The fellas just don't play hard enough.
We're
man.
canceled.
Shorts aren't tight enough, man. I need to be, but yeah, I don't know. It's just more, I guess, you know what it is, and I've talked about this before. Personalities, we get to know these players. We get to know for a couple of years before they kind of go on and do their own thing. But in men's college basketball, it's one and done. So I don't get a chance to see how good.
And
a team
one
could
and
be.
done, not just freshman wise, one and done, and I'm going to a different school.
Oh yeah, seriously. Now that the portal's open,
Year and done with this school, and
or
1 year
to the
and done with this
NBA,
school, and 1 year and
Yeah.
done with this school.
which is
Back to college.
I mean, I know we hate on it, but as a student, kind of dope. Like, I mean, if you're Carson Beck, I got a chance to win a national championship for Georgia, and I'm gonna do one for Miami, and it's like that's kind of tight. We know in high school, one of the things that they kind of always push back against, but you could transfer schools and end up at a bunch of different places depending on how good you were. Then, man, that is kind of awesome to be able to do that whenever you want. I'll say that.
Don't you want to win one with your boys though?
Of course. And
Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like you just want to transfer
of
every year,
course, I'm
Rashad.
just saying
$1 million more
I'm-
bucks? Why not?
I'm just saying what a cool option it is to have that. Like, I think I'm one of those people that, much like the women's game, I'm going to stay for a couple of years and, try to really win something and
And then you
establish
go
yourself
and-
as a great team. Which one and done team outside of maybe that Kentucky team that won can we say was like a great team?
I don't know. I'm sure there's a Duke team in there too.
yeah.
Okay,
Some
the
sort
one
of-
with
The one with choose anybody.
Jaleel Okafor and who else was on that team? It was a bunch of cats that were on that one.
I don't know. I don't
like
know.
that actually won the championship.
The way that you're making it sound like for high school, you'd be one of those guys that would have a great junior year and then find yourself playing for Lake Oswego or Westland the very next year.
Ooh, yeah,
Or
getting yourself to
Jesuit.
Jesuit. Yep.
If I mean, it
You would
depend-
do
well,
that in a
Well,
heartbeat.
I'm from the PIL. I'm from the PIL, so I mean, we have pretty good basketball there. So if I was transferring, it would have been within the PIL or something like that. If you were really, really that good and had a chance, and because the PIL is like, Portland's really small, you end up being friends with a lot of the guys on the other teams. So yeah, that wouldn't be a bad thing. I don't think I would be a Lake Oswego. I don't have a Lake Oswego or Lake Ridge or what's that? Central.
We'll
Catholic.
take you, buddy.
Yeah, I don't have that.
You're
type of
putting up 20 and
personality.
10 in the PIL.
Yeah,
You're a Laker.
yeah. Sorry, can't do it. Thank you, Coach.
Hope you guys are doing all right this morning. I'm definitely not hungover. I did not drink that much last night. I think I played a little center for the Detroit Pistons and played a little Penn Wallace last night, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
And
love
that'll
it.
get you,
Every time almost.
Ooh.
Yeah, a little too much. Definitely had to go have a nightcap after the postgame show, though. It was one of those nights. I mean, your boy has it's not dry January, it's damp January. So I shouldn't say like, oh, no drinks at all. But last night, for the game, after the game, one total beer. I was coaxed into a Jello shot as well.
Those don't count. Those are
Jello
like
shot.
desserts.
Yeah, that's not a drink.
How many calories are in
It's
a
like
Jello
liquor. That's
shot?
like rum cake.
Oh, that's gonna be like 60 or 75, something like
Jello
that.
shot.
For
okay.
a Jello shot?
One.
No, it can't be 6.
About 34 calories.
Oh wow, so half that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that depends on the sugar content, if you will.
It's a zero sugar
Around
Jello.
40,
They make
though.
it.
I'm seeing around 40. Okay. I don't feel so bad.
Yeah, you can get some zero sugar Jello. They make it.
Yeah, I mean, you go and hang out in Philadelphia at the Declaration of Independence signing with Benjamin Franklin, then, you're going to... You might be in some trouble the next day.
Oh yeah, for sure, for
Just
sure.
makes my voice like after a couple times, man. My voice it sound like the girl from The Ring.
Oh no, man. I kind of like this baritone you're sporting today. Yeah,
Drag you across the floor.
I kind of like it. Gives real. What's the guy Mike from Boys to Men?
Hey, I'm like
That's
you
a-
drinking water.
That's
in
look
the
at
morning
you.
too.
I'm proud of you, man.
You noticed
That's
no
one-
energy drink?
I've noticed it. This is like the second week in a row that you haven't had an energy drink.
Mm-hmm.
And then Monday morning he comes in with 3 of them, more than likely, because nobody can say anything
Not
about
true.
it.
Not true. I was thinking about going on a bender last night. That's for sure.
Well, I mean,
Not an energy drink bender, but
yeah, I think last night put a lot of people in a lot of weird spots as far as their resolutions.
Yeah,
right?
what
I think
stage of grief are you in? 503-864-6326. What 5 stages of grief are you currently in, Duck fans?
What are those 5 stages again?
We went over this last night.
Yeah, we did.
Like I said, I feel
I've
like...
listened to most of the show, man. Great job, fellas.
Oh, thanks.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
Yeah,
I mean,
great.
I know. I mean, bittersweet. That's not how you want the last one to be. You were hoping the last one would be for the national championship. But
Denial.
yeah,
Oh my God, I can't believe they're losing this bad. Anger. I'm so angry that they're losing this bad. Bargaining. Well, maybe the coordinators, weren't fully in it for this week. We've had a couple things happen at running back. I think that's the bargaining part. Depression, which I would say probably that's where I'm at right now. I don't think I even did any bargaining with this.
There
one.
was none to be
I
had.
don't think there was any bargaining. Well, we did spot him 21 points off of turnovers. We did kind of shoot ourselves in the foot. I guess that is part of the bargaining
I
aspect of it.
suppose.
And then acceptance. I don't know when that's going to happen. Probably,
March.
yeah. Probably September.
I still haven't accepted that the Mariners were 8 outs away from the World Series. What was that, October? So, yeah. It might take a while.
Yeah. Are we? There's something we're waiting for. We're talking. Okay. Yeah. I've accepted it. Like,
Well, you can accept it. You don't care.
well, it's not that I don't. How could I not care? I'm from Portland, Oregon. Like,
You're
these Oregon Ducks are
UNLV.
like
You're an UNLV fan.
That's funny. No, that's awesome. Yes.
Should it, Reb?
I totally am, but at the end of the day, like, it's still hometown, and so, I'm always going to root for hometown, especially when you're as big and as good as the Oregon Ducks are. This city, this state would have been so much more vibrant had the Ducks actually won the national championship and got that national attention from everybody. You wouldn't have been able to deny Eugene, Oregon, anymore by them winning the national championship, or at least going again. And unfortunately, for me, I think we've seen this before. Been here before. This familiar. This feeling is familiar. Always the bridesmaid. So I'm not like, it sucks. Yes, and for any Oregon alum, like I feel for you because this is definitely not the way that you wanted that to happen. But I mean, we've it's not like they haven't been here before, you know, and really as recent as 12 months ago, in the exact same position for the most part, getting smoked out.
In fact, 1 week passed.
Yeah, so almost to the day.
Next year we'll just get crushed in the national championship game. How about that?
I mean, hey, a step forward, right?
How about a 35-point loss in the game over in the first half national championship game next year?
Outside of the Auburn game in the national championship for Oregon, like when have these games been close?
I mean, they literally beat Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl last week.
Texas Tech is the one that's the one they're gonna hang their hats on. That and James Madison. Those are gonna be the ones that they hang their hats on.
Florida State in the Rose Bowl that one time when they,
that one time.
Jameis,
that was a good one. What happened the next game though?
56.
And I think that's the part.
See, okay,
and I think that's the part. And I think
you're moving the goalposts.
No, I'm not trying to move the goalposts at all.
So basically, the parameter is national championship or semifinal.
No, of course not.
Outside of that, I mean, nothing else matters.
I mean, for this team, yes, Georgia's not talking about just getting to the playoff every year. They're talking national championship.
If you're going to put us in the same conversation as Georgia, I'll take it.
But that's what I'm saying. To be in that conversation, you're going to have to win at some point. And when they get to these games, which are considered the biggest game, this wasn't just this. What game was this? Sugar Bowl? I forget. Whatever.
This was the Peach
Bowl. This wasn't just the Peach Bowl. This is a rematch against Indiana, the only team that put a blemish on you the entire season and really made you look kind of bad in that game. And you follow that up with looking even worse when you were expected to go out there and compete in at least, what was it, 3.5 point spread? Was that the initial spread? So make the game close. Didn't even make the game close. And for me, it was like,
well, it was tied 7-7 at one point.
At one point, yeah, that was.
8 minutes to go in the first half. They were in the game, guys. Come on.
All of our spirits were lifted. But I'm just saying, like, for me, as somebody who's watched the Oregon Ducks for a really long time and always wanted, and even when I was in Las Vegas, rooting them on because that's where I'm from. And I have to explain, when you live in another place, you have to explain where you're from, where they're not really familiar. They always think Portland, Maine is the first thing that comes up for whatever reason. No, I'm from Oregon, University of Oregon, Portland, Oregon, the Trailblazers, all that stuff. And that's how you get people to know where you're from. So I got mad love for the Ducks. Definitely wanted them to see them go this far. But I'm kind of used to it now.
Thanks, Rashad.
Sorry, bro.
I mean, I agree with you there as far as being
used to it. This is not. I'm a Blazer fan. Like, we're used to them being trash at certain points, or getting all the way there, or getting close to being there, and it's like, used to it.
Again, this is where I think that my fandom, my collection of teams, is the most depressing on the fan.
It might. Well, yeah.
At least the Orioles have won a World Series.
Yeah, the Orioles. That's what I was going to say. Like,
yeah, but when was that? When was the last one? 79, 80?
That was like 81, 80. Yeah, the 80s.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
at least you had Cal Ripken.
Last Orioles.
And I guess as Blazer fans, at least we had Clyde Drexler, right? At least we had Sabonis, who's in the Hall of Fame. Like,
83.
You could look at it like that, but
I mean, yeah, you can hang your hat on the great history of the players of your franchise. I mean, we can talk about Justin
Portland
Herbert's great career all day. We can talk about how awesome Bo Nix's 2 years were here. Obviously, the second better than the first. I think that's what Ducks fans are kind of getting sick and tired of talking about. They want to talk about a natty, damn it.
I was wondering on the way over here. We'll talk a lot about this Peach Bowl, the college football playoffs. We also had the Fiesta Bowl the other night with Miami beating Ole Miss. We have our national championship matchup. We have NFL playoffs to get to today. I was kind of wondering, though, and we won't spend too much time on this, is Kenyon Sadiq kind of like Justin Herbert when he was under Cristobal? Just like a dude, it's like, dude, why do not unleash him more, unlock him more? I feel like Sadiq, he's going to the NFL. There was moments this year he had some good games, but I feel like he was underutilized last night and kind of, underutilized throughout the season, but underappreciated, I think, by Will Stein in this offense. I mean, he's great blocking. Again, get the ball to him, but when you go and look at his stats this season, I mean, I would have been feeding that guy so much more often, so much more throughout the season. I feel like he was one of the player this year that was just like, man, as great as he was, that dude should have been getting fed all the time.
Yeah, it was just kind of one of those things where they had all these shiny new toys to play with, and that's kind of what they start doing. So you saw DeCorian Moore get a lot of the targets and stuff, and you saw some of these really good running backs, and some of them are leaving, or at least one of them, and
like half.
Yeah, like so we saw them kind of have this great season and a lot of production on the ground. So kind of takes away from what Kenyon Sadiq is able to do outside of just being a really, really talented tight end.
I mean, this year, I'm pretty sure this also is his stats, including last night. 51, 560, 8 touchdowns over 15 games.
That's not enough.
I feel like that should be closer to like 80 receptions, 800 yards, and 12 touchdowns. I mean,
he's getting at least a couple targets on every single drive.
To your point, Rashad, he only carried the ball for 6 yards this year, and I made the point last night on the postgame show, and we can get further into it. But I thought that we had a Swiss Army knife. I thought that this was somebody that, if you got into this situation, he could be used like you needed last night, and it was just weird not to see.
Yeah,
I think that if they wanted Kenyon Sadiq to run the ball, he would have ran the ball. I don't think it's a matter of he needs more carries. I mean, he didn't carry the ball at all this season, probably for a reason. I mean, I hear what you're saying. Like, as far as like if he's as good as a player as he is, you figure out how to get him the ball under any circumstances. I think that if he would have been a viable option at running back or at carrying the ball, they would have explored that.
We heard that going into the season, no? We heard that, like, Kenyon Sadiq is going to be this Swiss Army, this every kind of player on offense. He can run the ball, he can catch passes, he can block. Like, that's what we heard, and then when we don't see him used like that, I hear you, Joe, but it's just like, what the hell, guys?
And we know it can be done. We even look just on the professional ranks, and you see the guys like the Christian McCaffreys, the Bijan Robinsons.
Okay, but
these guys
how many tight ends are getting carries?
I understand
them
getting carries. The fact that even somebody like a Debo, like, I mean, there are people that you can't put in certain situations and let them cook. So, I mean, that's more of an offensive coordinator, situation. Like, if you have that guy, why not use him more? But apparently, like I said, they got all these other really, really high recruits, so why not try to use them, I guess, is maybe the mindset there.
Well, let's get into it a little bit more here. We're up against it, but we got plenty to talk about. You can share your text, 503-864-6326. Jump in on the YouTube chat. Let us know about your feelings of the Peach Bowl loss, Oregon Ducks falling to Indiana 56-22. We will get into that. We will get into a lot more of the college football playoff. The national championship is set. Hour number 2, do a little bit more NFL playoff preview. It's wild card weekend starting today. We'll do all of that. Who do you love in the hour number 2 as well? It's still tight. Still tight. We'll do all of that today on Sports Saturday, but get into this Peach Bowl next here on the Fan Sports Network. We're back. Yeah, so the Peach Bowl happened last night. Indiana wins 56-22.
Yeah, probably use some Thug Passion right now.
Yeah, probably. Then I'm going to have to go watch my son's basketball games and probably watch them get smoked as well twice today.
You got to think positive, man. You got to think positive.
Oh, yeah, that worked out yesterday.
Well, you can't win them all, apparently.
No, clearly can't win them all.
Yeah.
Again, I'm rooting for the wrong teams here. 56-22, the final score here. Someone on the text line. I'm in the anger stage because those turnovers in the offensive line play was absolutely unacceptable. Yeah, I'm with you. I think that what they just put on tape against Texas Tech the week before, it was a sloppy performance there. And I was saying to Jordan last night during the postgame show, it was just like, did you not see what you did last week, and then you come out and have this performance? I mean, last week there was bad snaps, bad quarterback running back exchange, low snaps. I mean, it was just, it was a sloppy game on the offensive line. Dante, had a decent game, but still nothing eye-popping by any means. And it was just one of those, like, all right, go get your lick back in this game against Indiana. Like defense showed out, offense could now go improve yourself. And then you start the game with an interception. You get a fumble in your own territory that leads to a quick touchdown. You then get a fumble where you literally the ball gets hit by the running back's elbow in your windup that then sets them up on the 3-yard line. I mean, you get a punt blocked at the end of the game. When you're even throwing up the white flag saying we give up and punting, it gets blocked and you get worse field position, or give them better field position than you would have if you would have just gone for it on fourth and 7, whatever it was. It was just the turnovers. You cannot spot a team 21 points,
especially when they're as good as Indiana is. The last thing you want to do is spot them points or yards, and the Ducks managed to do both of those things. Like the first interception, I remember I text you guys, and I can't remember what I said. I was like, "Uh-oh, that's definitely not good." Like first play of the game of scrimmage, like to see that happen, you can tell those guys were like shell shocked, kind of looking around like there's no way that just happened. They were able to respond and everything and go down and drive and score. Good. That made us all kind of feel like, all right, this is going to be a good game. They made a mistake. They figured it out. And then after that, another mistake. Okay, they can get it back. They're a good offense. And then another. And then by that point, I was like, all right, man, they clearly don't want to play. They had too much fun last night in Atlanta. They clearly hit Magic City super, super hard, or 112 or wherever they went, because they were anything but focused on football in that game. And it was over early. By the time we got to the middle of the second quarter, I said, this game is over. I turned the channel. There's no point in watching for a long time. And then I end up turning back and was like, okay, watch some more. Nope, I was right. I can turn the channel. This is over. There's no real takeaway from that game other than the fact that in all phases of the game, Oregon was not good, unfortunately. And Fernando Mendoza was amazing. He pretty much hit every blade of grass out there, 5 touchdowns, and really didn't throw for 1,000 yards or anything like that. Man, 177 yards, 5 touchdowns, no mistakes. That's how you win a Heisman. That's how you win a national championship, and that's how you destroy one of the biggest teams in college football. And it was disappointing to see, right? It was disappointing to watch that offense look as putrid as they did last night. Like that offensive line again was awful. And I'm trying to be mindful of the fact that the run game was clearly impacted, right? A bunch of guys out, dealing with injuries. You got to rely on people that haven't really played a whole bunch this season, and now you got to, in the biggest game in arguably Oregon's history, potentially. We'll see. I mean, they have played for a national championship.
Two national championships.
They played for a national championship, but again, this is a get back game against a team that everybody feels you should have beaten, and instead of getting back, they got you again, and this time even worse. It's like being beat up the first time and wanting your ones again, and then they just emphatically beat you up because just for coming back to challenge them. That's kind of what happened here. And so, I mean, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can tell your team. I overheard Anthony Newman talking about, man, what you tell your team at the end of the game. And it's, man, great season. good job, guys. Like, this is, we made it further than, damn near 200 other teams in college football. And, and here we are. So don't hang your heads. Let's get ready for next year. For the guys moving on, man, it's been a pleasure. For the ones coming back, let's run it back. Let's do it again. That's really all you can say. Like, there's no real takeaway from getting blown out like that.
I'm trying to find, I believe 2025, yes, college football win total odds. I mean, this is what we were kind of illustrating when we were talking last night as far as, and I don't know if this is regular season wins or just total wins on the season, but Oregon was set at 10.5 for over-under win totals. So, I mean, to look at the season, I mean, coming into this year, I would say that most Oregon fans, media, prognosticators about this team had them at about 9-10 wins. You're going to stub your toe a couple times in the regular season against Big Ten competition. You did it only once in losing to Indiana. You go and then you get 2 victories in the college football playoff. I mean, you were one of the last 4 teams. When you look at as far as when you take out the score and the result of the game, which I know is hard to do, but compared to what they were expected to do coming into the season to what they did, yeah, the season probably went better than a lot of people were expecting. A lot of changeover on offense, positional-wise, different players. And I think that what you saw out of the team, it was more highs than lows this year. That goes without saying. Obviously, you finished 13-2. But I think that this is just where it's going to stick in people's craws, that this was last season. Like, you went 13-1 last year. You were 13-0 last year, whatever it was. Went 12-0, won the Big Ten championship, and then the Rose Bowl happened. All right, cool. So this year, you go 13-1 and into this game, and you have the chance to beat the team that beat you. Everybody was saying all week long, the whole adage, which I just don't ever believe in, hard to beat the same team twice. I mean, that's not, that's, I guess, a line in sports, but as I was saying last week about, was it the whole thesis thing? It's like, I would love to see the data that talks about teams playing the same team twice and what that win-loss record is, because I would bet you the team that won first has probably won more of the rematches over the course of history. But I think that just fans are just going to be upset with, all right, well, it was another great season that ended with an absolute dud of a game. And that's where I think the problem is just that ending result and what you have left, the taste you have left in your mouth as you go into the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not the way you want to go. Especially,
it's not like the whole, damn, we were right there, 3 points, oh my gosh, made it to the national. It's like, no, second straight year, you got absolutely
blown out, like
B to A right there.
And so maybe if you're Dante Moore, you look at this and say, there's no way I can leave now. There's no way I can go. I have to stay here and try to win a national championship. Or you look at this and say, man, get me the hell out of here, because offensive coordinator's leaving. It's a mess. I'm losing a lot of weapons. Like, get me out of here and get me somewhere else. Potentially he's, thinking that. So it can really go both ways. So I think a lot of it is going to start with, what is your quarterback feeling? Does he want to come back to Oregon, or does he want to bolt for the NFL? Or does he do something silly? Like, is it too late to enter the end of the transfer portal? Think so?
I think they get a little bit more time being a team that's still playing. I think the opportunity to enter the transfer portal, they get a little bit more of a window after their season's over.
If that's the case, does he go to,
Well, he's not going to transfer.
I mean, he's not. But I mean, now everything's on the table for him, and so now I think what I'm saying is, for Dante Moore or for the Oregon Ducks, is going to really depend on, man, what does your quarterback do? If he moves on, however he moves on, that kind of leaves you in a position to, are you looking for someone else through transfer portal? Do you feel like you have your guy through recruiting? Like, yeah, that kind of changes things a lot.
There's an additional 5-day transfer window following the game that you play in.
Yikes, that's frustrating. All the guys didn't have to leave leading up to this game, and they did anyways.
Or they don't want to be a distraction. If you're a big part of the team,
well,
you don't really want to be a distraction,
I mean, guys that enter the transfer portal, they're just trying to give themselves the opportunity to have the most schools available to come after them. Because if you enter the transfer portal late and, however many schools have already got a running back, already got a DB from another school and kind of filled that void, and then you enter, it's kind of like, well, we don't need you.
I thought you were an elite 3 or 4 star. You know what? This sucks. Like, I get it, but these kids I guess they're just not as good as we thought they were. Because, like, why would Jay Harris need to get into the transfer portal early? Why would any of Oregon's running backs need to get into the transfer portal now?
Yeah, and I think they know there's these other schools can maybe offer more money.
Well, again, I think there's just more schools that are looking for those positions at the beginning of the transfer portal than at the end.
And I know
at the end they've maybe filled those spots on their depth chart. So if I am looking at it, there's 3 days left to enter the transfer portal, and I enter it, then there's going to be a lot of schools that are already off the board because they've already signed guys.
Yeah. And right now the transfer portal is really the way you win. Look at Indiana. Look at all the guys they were able to get, based on the transfer portal and everything. So, yeah, I mean, it definitely works, and I think that's why you're seeing so many students go there.
Keep talking about this game. 503-864-6326. You can jump in on the YouTube chats, share your thoughts as far as Dante Moore's performance, Dan Lanning, this Oregon team, the coordinators both leaving after this season. Whatever your thoughts are, share it with us. We'll read it here on air on Sports Saturday. But first, let's kick it over to Jordan Schultz for your Sports Center update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the Oregon Ducks season is over after getting shellacked in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl last night at the hands of number 1 seed Indiana, 56-22. The final. Dante Moore, 285 yards and 2 tutties through the air. However, a terrible day turnovers-wise. 3 turnovers total, 2 fumbles lost, and an interception returned for a touchdown on the very first play of the game. The Hoosiers also scored after blocking a punt. So Indiana getting it done in all 3 facets of the game to move on to face Miami in the national championship on Monday, January 19th. Over to the NBA, the Portland Trail Blazers getting another win, their second in a row against the Houston Rockets in a home back-to-back, 111-105 the final. Another great night for Denny Avdia, 20 points. And Toumani Camara was actually the one, though, that led all scoring for the Blazers, 25, 5 3-pointers in that total for him. And the NFL wildcard round getting going today. You got first a 1:30 kick between the Rams and Panthers in Carolina on Fox. And then tonight, the Bears host the Packers. That's a 5 p.m. kickoff on Amazon Prime Video. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultze from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Moran.
Welcome back into Sports Saturday. Read some of your texts. 503-864-6326. YouTube chat as well. Only positive for the Ducks is that this will likely bring Dante Moore back to college, which I think is a good thing. We'll keep the hype on the Ducks this offseason.
It's kind of what I feel.
Also, some more disparaging text on Dante Moore a little bit further down.
Ooh.
But just on his play, not on him as a person.
Well, of course not. It's not about them as people, but you're.
I question his integrity. I question his mental psyche. I do question him as a person. Actually, now after this game,
well,
is he a good person?
You're.
It's one of the worst.
Jeez.
Look how he made everyone feel.
Dante Moore, he should come back. I thought before the game he was going to come back anyways, just because of who's coming back for Oregon offensively next year. Run it back. Hell, another year of off-season improvement, with a new offensive coordinator too. Intrigued to see what the new guy does, the tight ends coach that they're promoting from within. I not going to speak for all Oregon fans, but I want to see the offensive coordinator or the offensive coordinator for the Ducks just get a bit more creative, open things up a little bit more. I think fans over the last couple of years have been a little bit have run a little bit tired of the conservative nature that this offense is, where it's screen, dink and dunk, between the tackles, inside. I feel like they want a little bit more. Not saying that we need to go back to the Chip Kelly era pace and things like that, but I think that is when you got players on the outside like you do, DeCorian Moore, Jeremiah McClellan, he was a revelation this season with some of his contested catches. What you're going to have in the backfield with Jordan Davison, De'Aaron Hill, and then, whoever's going to step up, at least in the tight end room, because you're going to be losing, obviously, Sally Apaga looking like he's going to be the next up there. Just intrigued to see what this offense looks like under a new offensive coordinator, and if it maybe unlocks some things in Dante that we have not yet to see on a more consistent basis.
Yeah, I think that's been really the outcry since Arroyo was here, right? That's right. The face you made, get more creative. Stop being so dink and dunk. You have Justin Herbert, use him, do stuff. Kind of the same thing. You were just talking earlier, Jordan, about Kenyon Sadiq, about having him be more involved in this offense if possible. And I think that's some of the same stuff that Oregon fan was crying about when Arroyo was your offensive coordinator. And when, I'm looking back, and Oregon does need to find something more creative. Who is that? Are you going to pay Josh McDaniels a bunch of money to come, be your offensive coordinator?
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, are you going to play Mike McDaniels?
What?
Are you going to go get Mike McDaniel? Are you going to go do something like that?
Well, Mike's not coming.
Of course
back
not.
down
And that's
NFL.
the thing. Nobody that is coming up with
Why?
a
They
lot
don't
of.
want him.
No, they wouldn't want him. I don't think they would want him.
No, I don't know
anyway.
why. It's so fun. Oh, the NFL. He's not going to have to come back down from the NFL. What are we talking about?
Not to be a coordinator. For a head coaching
not
job
to be a
somewhere
coordinator,
potentially.
yeah.
Why not? It's an easy gig. You see so many coaches taking $4 million
it's the
and just
NFL.
chilling.
Yeah, it's the NFL. I can be a head coach in the NFL or
even being
assistant,
an OC in the
assistant
NFL.
pimp in college, And so of course you're gonna even an OC job in the NFL is still a step higher than a head coaching job in college. And so it's just kind of one of those things, depending on which college you're actually coaching at. But the point is, Oregon, you're right, they do need to, and this is more on Dan Lanning. I think I think who you're hiring when you get them. You know who's creative, who has a good football mind and is going to be able to get the most out of the talent that you have. So I think a lot of this is going to be on Dan Lanning as far as hiring a staff, hiring the right person to come in. Mind you get good guys.
They have their OC already.
Yeah, they promoted
it's
him.
the tight end coach.
No. And so, again, what I'm saying is you promoted your tight end coach, and if you're sure that he's going to be able to bring a new creative, a fresher outlook on this offense, then for sure. But if it's going to be the same old song, I don't know if Oregon fan is going to be happy with that next year, especially – I'm not sure what the schedule looks like. Do we have a schedule ready for next year?
Opponents, but not scheduled. Home and away games are known. It is out there.
Let's see what those are.
Why?
Do we know if Michigan or
Michigan's at home?
Ohio State.
Ohio State is in Ohio State.
So those are two games, already two harder games than you've had on your schedule than you had all season this year, right? With those two games, depending on what Michigan's going to be able to do. We think that Michigan's going to be better, just considering the new head coach that they hired. So there is that right there. So I think you have to make sure you come in looking a little bit different, looking a lot fresher, and being able to disguise some stuff and make it look like this offense. Not saying they're going to go back to Chip Kelly's 72 points a game or something like that. That would be cool. But again, Chip brought a whole new outlook on college football. Like, not saying the next person's going to do that, but what can the Oregon Ducks do to be a lot better offensively than they were this year?
Get more consistent quarterback play. And I'm not saying Dante Moore didn't have good stats all year, but
not yesterday.
You guys,
yesterday he did. He actually did. If you look at his stats yesterday, he played a good game. Look at that turnover. You look at those. Exactly. If you look just at the stats, just stats only, right? Don't pay attention to the game. And then you look at those turnovers and you go, damn, okay, yeah, I see that right there. But you look at throwing the ball, he did what he was supposed, quote unquote. You can't see it on the radio. Or, I'm using the quote fingers, supposed to do. But yeah, he made a lot of mistakes in that game.
I think, trying to ignore what actually happened in the game and look at the stats is impossible. You need the context of the game.
Of course.
Also, when you're down a whole bunch like that early, you kind of have to throw the ball.
You have a choice.
Yeah, that was kind of the
so
trap.
A lot of those yards, a lot of those completions, it was essentially garbage time completions the whole second half.
And you look, so stat-wise, he's had good games throughout the season, but there's just been, those ripples, that bad performance the first time against Indiana. He threw 2 picks against James Madison a few weeks ago to start the college football playoffs. There was that little blip where Northwestern, he didn't really have a good game offensively. 2 games, I know Oregon played down, as a team, to Iowa and to Wisconsin middle of the year, but there are times where if Dante Moore had played better, that they would have absolutely walloped the hell out of that team. And I think that's what Joe and I were kind of talking about last night. You want to see a team like Oregon beating teams down. You have more confidence in a situation against such a good opponent like Indiana playing them a second time. And I don't know, man. I don't want to bag on Dante Moore, but when you're inconsistent, to me, you're bad. I hate the term inconsistency in the world of sports. Well, because, Joe, now college kids are paid. Dante Moore's getting paid $3 million. Now, it's not much compared to NFL guys. That's not the point. You are getting paid to show up and be good, right? It irks the hell out of me when you show up and then you suck. And, if he could just get more consistent, it's his damn job. Whoa. So next year, no stupid picks, no getting bamboozled by defenses, and whoever, Drew Maringer and whoever's calling plays, whether it's him or somebody else on the offensive staff, run Dante Moore at least 10 times a freaking game.
Well, that's not going to happen.
You need to, though. You know how many times that happened this year?
I'm telling you, Dante has said he hates to run.
Sorry, buddy. I don't like to do all the aspects of my job either. That, to me, that's just a guy not willing to do what it takes to win. Of course he hates to run, but he's got the skill to do so, and
and I think think of how many offensive plays there are in a game. If you're dedicating 10 plays to Dante Moore running the ball, I feel like 7 or 8 of those could be better plays.
I disagree, because you are taking a guy from the defense and then forcing him to spy and play.
With all the talent they have on this offense skill-wise, having Dante Moore run the ball 10 times, like I said, hurt. 7 to 8 more plays.
I disagree, guys.
He's not Cam Newton. He's not Russell Wilson even. Like the kind of a thicker running back or quarterback that can take a lot of contact and stuff like that. He's not one of those guys either. Like Dante Moore is 6'3", 205, 206, something like that.
To get down the sidelines.
So he's got speed, but he also, we've seen him get nicked up a little bit. Maybe not tough stuff, but if he runs 10 times a game, I think that's going to put him in a position to where now on short yardage, something like that, you're trying to get a first down. Yes, absolutely. Take advantage of that. But design plays for him to run, I would kind of steer away from that, even though he can. These college linebackers and defensive ends, hey, these dudes are big and they're fast, and this is how you get. And these corners and safeties are dying to take a quarterback's head off. So the last thing I need is for your potential number 1 pick of a quarterback and potential Heisman candidate to be hurt because he wanted to scramble for 7 yards.
I get Fernando Mendoza's a couple inches taller, but he's willing to do it. What you're saying is something that other quarterbacks, not in the NFL or around college football, are willing to do.
Yeah, but not every quarterback is a running quarterback.
I'm not saying that, but Dante has the skill to do so. Does he have the big body to, pad guys with his shoulder every single time? Of course not. But he has that ability, and hearing him say, oh, I don't like to do it, as opposed to other quarterbacks that would just be like, you know what? I got to do it. That gives me pause as a Duck fan.
Right. Well, I think it's not a matter of he runs when necessary. I don't think he's clamoring, hey, we need to run more QB draws or RPOs, and I'm going to take it a lot more and just run myself. I just don't think that is a recipe for success to have him run that much. I don't think that's going to completely revolutionize the offense.
No, I think everything was all good when the Ducks were winning and beating people, convincingly and everything. And then there's a couple games. Football, unfortunately, there are going to be a couple games you got to struggle through. Every game isn't going to be a 14-point, 21-point, win. There are going to be some times you're going to have to eke out some wins, and it's going to be 18-16 like it was against Iowa, or it's going to be a closer game. So sometimes you're going to have to do that. And so I can appreciate Dante Moore because we've seen Joe Burrow and we've seen Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes have these games where they're not 42-40, they're close games that end up being 13-10 and 16-10 and stuff like that. So sometimes you're going to have to do that. So I appreciate having a quarterback, if you're an Oregon fan, that can do that and is able to keep you in those games still. But at the same time, you can't do what he did in big games. I think it's easy to focus on his mistakes that he's made when he made so many of them in for Dante Moore, the biggest game of his life, of his career as a college quarterback was yesterday. And so, yes, it's easy to kind of focus on all the bad, but you look at this season, there's a reason he's considered the number one pick by a lot of people, is because he made so few mistakes. But when he did make them, they were glaring because he didn't make a whole bunch. So,
take a quick break. Share more thoughts on this one as the Ducks lose 56-22 to Indiana in the Peach Bowl. Do a little bit of a championship preview. I mean, we will have a show before the national championship, so we can do that a little bit more in a week from now as far as Indiana versus Miami goes. All Adidas championship, first time ever.
That's weird.
Yeah, no Nike school. Adidas versus Adidas.
Shout out to Adidas.
Three-stripe life. Take a quick break. Get right back to it here on Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Hey, it's Dirt here.
.1080 The Fan.
Final thoughts on the Peach Bowl. Someone says Stein and Tosh should not have been allowed to coach after they took other jobs. Those guys looked like zombies before the game. We talked about this a little bit last night. I think it's it's a convenient as far as when you're looking to point finger, find excuses, reasons as to why that game happened the way it did. I think that when both your coordinators are leaving and they aren't even with the team at the beginning part of the week because they're doing recruiting, I don't know if it was recruiting trips. I think Tosh Lupoi was hosting recruits down in Cal this week. But I mean, let's not forget, Dan Lanning took this job when he was still had the job at Georgia. You know, like that was an example of a coach. Literally, the head coach of the Oregon Ducks was in the same position as Lupoi, as Will Stein. Now, granted, different programs, different. I wouldn't say expectations, because Georgia's expectations was to win a national championship. Oregon's was to win a national championship. Now, when you put yourself in a position when you're one of the Final Four teams in the semifinal, I also find it hard to be like, oh, well, you know, we were just happy to be here. It's like, well, you got there, and at that point, you should be wanting to and expecting to win a national championship. I mean, but with going back to the Dan Lanning thing, it's like, again, he literally did the same thing that these guys did. Took a job before the season was over, still coached the team, and that Georgia defense showed up that time. So, again, if you want to extrapolate that data as far as coaches leaving and then what happens to the team, I mean, Lane Kiffin left his team, and they're still winning games, right? I mean, they lost their whole coaching staff, and they went all the way to the semifinal. Not their whole coaching staff, but, you know, I think that narrative of blame the coordinators that are on their way out, it's convenient when things don't go the right way. It's a convenient
100%.
Route to go. I understand why it's difficult for the team, but again, I think that's an easy, well, those guys were checked out.
And I can't remember if Dan Lanning was hosting recruits or anything in Eugene when he was, you know, going for a national championship with Georgia at that point. I can't remember what his schedule was.
I'm sure he was working on it.
Anything.
I don't know if he was in Eugene, but I'm sure he was taking calls and he was dedicating part of his schedule.
I'll always say I don't understand why what 2 weeks is going to change as far as recruiting. I know a lot can, but if I'm a head coach or a new head coach and I'm talking to a crew, it's like, hey, man, I'm actually en route to a national championship right now, but give me 2 weeks and then we can have a conversation. I've always been so curious as to why the push for let's start the job right now while I'm still doing another job. Like, no, you're not playing for the Big Ten championship, or you're not playing for just the Peach Bowl. Like, if that were the case and this were just the Peach Bowl and there was no reward for winning, that would be something different. But the fact is, like, this is an opportunity to go to the national championship. Why are you anything but focused on what your team has to do to get there? Like, I understand being excited and having all these new tasks for your new gig that you're going to get and everything, but you still have to do, I mean, either put in the 2 weeks or leave, you know, type thing. Like, so I don't understand why you would still kind of be doing both things. Like, as difficult as we know recruiting is, and as tedious as it is for these coaches to go through the recruiting process, why would you put that on your plate on top of preparing for the biggest test that you've had all season?
Well, I think it's just, again, this is conversation that has been ad nauseum. You get this job and you immediately have to start recruiting. You immediately have to start working the transfer portal. You can't just be like, all right, I'm going to take this job and I'll come through in a few weeks once this season's over. It's like, there ain't time.
But if you want,
you have no time to waste.
But if you want a Will Stein, if you want one of these guys, a Tosh Lupoi, or somebody who has been a huge part of a great team, and they know that you're on the way to a potential national championship, you couldn't be like, yeah, bro, hey, I get it. I can take this job. I need 2 weeks. We're almost done with this process. I still have a job to do. How much more am I going to get if I'm considered a national championship winning coordinator that's now a head coach? Like, so I understand, like, there's recruiting, but is 2 weeks going to stop? Like, I'm not sure how long ago was Lupoi hired, or how long ago was Will Stein hired?
About a month, 3 weeks.
About a month, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Probably the 10th of January. Yeah.
Enough time, like, so enough time to be able to have prepared for all those things as far as getting the recruiting stuff started. Like, hey, guys, man, I'm in this national championship stuff, man. I'll put everything on hold, give some stuff to some assistants. I'm going to catch up with you guys.
Yeah, I hate to pull the narrative away or poke a hole in your guys's, but really great point by somebody on the YouTube chat, and I did check this. It was true. Will Muschamp actually called the plays for Georgia in that national championship game. Yes, Dan Lanning was the co-defensive coordinator, but reading along these lines, it seems like they let him be around. He was not specifically game planning. So
Maybe
big difference between what Tosh and Will have done this week for Oregon leading up to that loss as opposed to what Dan Lanning did. He was there, but he was probably, present in the building, but then going back to make calls for Oregon without then having to come back to game plan.
If that really is the case, then this is what should have happened last night in Atlanta. If that was really the case, and he didn't have a chance to call defensive plays, then whoever called, that should have happened in Atlanta last night. And for whatever reason, it didn't. And it was clear just by looking at those two guys' faces, it was clear it's been a long couple weeks. Very, very clear. They didn't look fresh. They didn't look ready.
Especially. Will Stein looked. I thought Tosh looked all right.
Yeah,
Will Stein
looked as all right as Tosh can look, right? But Will Stein looked like he was at Magic City or something like that. Like it wasn't a great look, and so it didn't reflect well. And maybe that was why your offense was so slow. Maybe that was why your offense was so discombobulated in between there and making those silly mistakes. But either way, it was disappointing to see. And like I said, if that is the case and Dan Lanning didn't call any plays, I think he would remember what history has taught him and just go ahead and do the same thing. I got this today, guys. Like y'all don't look like you have it. We'll take care of it. I don't know. That's
Is this the bargaining part? Is that what we're doing right now?
I think
5 stages of grief.
Again, I think I'm just trying to look at the whole coordinator thing as far as placing blame on them. They were still there. I hear it. If you're there and you're going to be coaching, then you better have a good game plan. But when you get a performance like this, then definitely there's going to be people pointing fingers as to why the hell that happened and were you fully invested in what was going on.
I'm a huge wrestling nerd, and I watched this documentary. It's called Who Killed WCW? And it was a great look, and it was like 5 parts, but it was looking at every single part that could have been blamed for why that company is no longer in business. When I look at this Ducks team, I can't just put blame on Will Stein. I can't put it on Lapoy. I can't put it all on Dante Moore. I can't put it all on the offensive line. Like, everybody deserves equal blame for how bad they were. The defense let a lot of points get put on the board. We haven't talked about that much at all. Like, the defense let a whole bunch of points, 52 in fact, get put on.
Seven of that was a pick six, and then 14 of that
special
was
teams is defense, right? Special teams is considered defense, is it not?
Well, again, 7 points were a pick six.
3-yard field.
That's not on the defense.
7-yard field for 2 other tutties.
Yeah, exactly. 2 fumbles that were in their territory, one of those being on the 3-yard line, the other one being on the 21.
And then a blocked punt from what?
And then a blocked punt. So, I mean, that's literally 28 points that the defense got screwed over on because the ball was handed right to Indiana.
That's fair. And can we account for the other,
I mean, that would have made it a 28-22
I get it.
I mean, that's 24 points, or what is it, 26 points.
28 points.
28 points.
4 tutties.
So I think both sides had their mistakes. So again, I don't want to just put blame on just one side. Special teams was terrible, getting a punt block and everything. So yeah, there are so many different things that went wrong for that team. So I think we can really look at every piece of this Oregon Ducks offense, coaching staff, and say, this is on you. We could really, really do that for everybody.
All right, that's enough of that. Want to talk some NFL now?
That's happening. Yeah, let's do that.
That is happening. That is something that is on the calendar, Rashad. We got college football playoff championship game all settled up. We'll talk more of that next week just to put our final thoughts on also the Miami win over Ole Miss, but also the matchup of Indiana-Miami. But let's get to the NFL playoffs. We got 2 games today, I believe, 3 tomorrow, and then 1 on Monday. Do we do a bracket? Do we do an NFL bracket here?
Why not?
Live on air. Choose who our champion is for this NFL playoffs. Do that next here, hour number 2, Sports Saturday, Fan Sports Network.
Is your financial advisor
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the Peaches did not taste very sweet for the Oregon Ducks. They lose and their season is over after Indiana shellacs them 55-22, the final last night. Dante Moore, 285 yards and 2 tutties, though. The first play of the game went for a pick six, and then he fumbled the ball 2 more times, which both led to Indiana's scores. A blocked punt also set up a short field for a Hoosier score as well. Now Indiana moves on to face Miami in the national championship game on Monday, January 19th. And over to the NBA last night, some success for the Blazers on the hardwood. They beat the Houston Rockets for the second game in a row at Moda, 111-105 the final. Tamani Kamara leading all scorers for Portland with 25 points, 5 of 11 from three-point land. And the wild card round of the NFL getting going this afternoon. The Panthers hosting the Rams as a 10-point underdog in Carolina. That's a 1:30 kick on Fox. Then you got the Bears hosting the Packers. Green Bay, a 1.5-point favorite for your nightcap. A 5 p.m. kick for that one on Prime Video. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultze from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now Window Nation brings you on-demand videos. Watch Window Nation's Window into the Fan.
Billingsley! Order at Taylor's house now, Billingsley! You better be there! We're gonna get wasted! Order at Taylor's house! Billingsley!
Sports Saturday.
Let's it go! Oh my goodness! Oh no!
With Joe Fisher and Rashad Taylor.
He's gonna heave one deep down the field! It's gonna be to the goal line! It's gonna be gone! It's a touchdown!
Brought to you by Philbrook Law, Accident and Injury Lawyers, your local law team.
Oh my! I can't believe what I just saw!
Sports Saturday on the Fan Sports Network.
He can block, tackle, score the touchdown. Hell, the boy will fill up the Gatorade cooler, walk the dog, and paint your backcourt.
105.1 and 1080.
And he can pass.
The Fan.
Hour number 2 here, Sports Saturday on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 The Fan, 1080 The Fan, the Odyssey app, YouTube, Twitch for the kids. Joe Fisher here, Rashad Taylor over there, Jordan Schultz across the glass. If you missed the first hour, you can get it wherever you get your podcasts, except Spotify, because we're banned.
Still.
Always. Nothing's going to
Putting it up
change.
right now.
Stupid.
Nothing will change. So yeah, however you get your podcast outside of Spotify, you can listen to the first hour there. That's where you can listen to all of the Fan podcasts, either through the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. NFL playoffs start today. We got some games.
A couple of them.
We got some games today. The schedule is as follows. Today at 1:30, you will get Rams, Panthers. At 5 o'clock, you will get Packers, Bears. Reverse fart on that. That's a good one. No fart needed for Packers, Bears. Hey, I should discredit the Panthers. They did beat the Rams earlier this year.
They did beat the Rams.
Go Panthers.
They did beat the Packers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they did.
Thing about the Rams,
They did.
their kryptonite is
Question
their
mark?
secondary. So if you can throw it over the top, just like Bryce Young did successfully in that game against the Rams, that's pretty much the recipe to beat them. So we'll see if LA allows that again. But yeah, that'll be an interesting
So
one.
we saying Panthers going all the way?
I mean, I think they'll at least cover. It's a 10-point spread. I think
that seems like that's a lot.
I think that
But-
as the home team, I know it's a playoff game, and I know it's the Panthers, but man, and I'm a diehard Rams fan, I'm putting my money on the Panthers to cover.
On Sunday, you got Bills at Jaguars at 10 a.m. I don't know why that's the 10 a.m. game. That should be the Sunday night game. That's the best matchup to me, or most intriguing one of the wild card round. 1:30, 49ers, Eagles. 5 o'clock, Chargers versus Rashad's Patriots. And then Monday night, it will be Texans at Steelers. So let's go round by round. Let's do this a wild card round first. Let's start in the NFC. Bells.
Bells.
Horns.
Let's go.
I'm all bells and horned up.
Making me horny.
Rams, Panthers. Let's just do it all at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Rams. All right, there you go. That was a tough one. Anyway, you see the Panthers winning this?
Yes. I mean, again, like Jordan said, if they can air it out. Bryce Young has games where he's really good throwing the ball, and then games where he's not so good throwing the ball.
I wouldn't even say not so good. Terrible throwing the ball.
I didn't want to say terrible because I'd want to stall him out, but yes, we can say terrible. I think he had one game with like 54 yards or 57. It was something really
I want to say it was the Seattle game. And it was sloppy and rainy, but still, quarterback. You're an NFL quarterback.
Less than 100 yards is less than 100 yards as a quarterback, so that's a problem. But I do see, it's the playoffs. I think we're due for one of these games to be a crazy upset that we didn't see happening, and if there were one to happen, I think it would be the Panthers over the Rams.
Oh, well, do you think it might
I still think the Rams are going to win.
Do you think it's the Packers over the Rams, perhaps? The Packers are actually a 1.5-point favorite at Chicago.
I think the Bears are going to win this game.
Think Bears?
Yeah, I think the Bears are going to win this game. The Packers have dealt with some injuries, some pretty significant ones throughout this season. And so for that, I think Caleb Williams has had games where he's just on fire. And sometimes that defense just can't come through for him that way. I just don't really still trust that Packers offense like that. I think that defense was really good. But I think Caleb Williams has went through some growing pains the last couple of weeks and got some really good teams. I think he's due to beat the Packers.
So you're going Rams and Bears.
Rams and Bears.
I'm going with the Packers. I say the Packers get it done today. I mean, they damn near beat them both times this season. It took an absolute miracle for the Bears to win the last game that they played a few weeks ago. Jordan Love is back. They have been in this position many more times in Chicago. They do not fear Chicago. Give me the Packers in this one.
I got to go Bears. I like their offense. Like Colston Loveland, Rome Odunze. You're right, Caleb Williams has played a little bit better, peaking at the right time maybe this season. It's weird. I've never really leaned on Chicago, but that's where I'm going this week.
Also, the final game of Wild Card, I feel like this is a pretty easy one to pick. Eagles, 49ers. If there was any team that needed that first round bye, boy, it was the 49ers. Them not beating Seattle and now having to travel to Philadelphia, as banged up as they are, against that defense that is playing as well as it is. Sorry, I just do not see any way that the 49ers end up winning this game. If their offense just absolutely delivers and is able to overcome this defense and put up 30-plus points, and I think I'm speaking for a lot of people that we'd be shocked by that, but I just do not see that happening. Eagles taking them at home. They rested guys last week too. The Eagles got to rest some guys, which some say might not have been the right decision, but oh well. They're at home. They're that 3 seed. They have the benefit to do so. Give me Eagles over the 49ers.
Oh man, that's tough. I don't know. It's really, really hard to bet against this 49ers team. Just considering what we know. When they're good, they are really, really, really good. And Brock Purdy, when he's been great, he's been great. But when he's bad, he was pretty terrible. But at the same time, we're looking at an Eagles team that's been the definition of up and down this year. We don't really know which version of the Eagles we're going to get. And so I think just based on that, I don't know. I don't want to, be upset guy all day, but I don't know. I don't like the 49ers. I don't like the 49ers, but damn it, I think they're going to win this game.
All right, you're on 49ers over the Eagles.
Yeah.
Jordan, what about you?
I heard a comment from Robert Saleh on social media, current Niners defensive coordinator, and he was asked about Saquon Barkley not having success like he did the year before. And it was an interesting way he answered that question. He actually denied. He said, I'm not going to answer that schematically because he didn't really want to give his hand away, but said that Saquon is still just as talented. That leads me to believe that I'm not sure I like him as a head coach, but I love Robert Saleh as a defensive coordinator.
Oh, for sure.
I think he is keyed in on what the Eagles offense is doing. I think he knows exactly how to beat them. I am basing my pick on that alone, saying that San Francisco will win.
They just didn't have the dudes in the Jets at the Jets. They just didn't have the people to make it happen. But he is a good defensive coordinator.
All right. Moving over to the AFC. By the way, the Eagles are going to win that game. I'm telling you guys.
You're probably right.
It's not a good spot for the 49ers.
I agree with you, and I thought that until I heard Saleh's
and
comments.
that's
you're right.
me saying that.
That's
I don't know if McCaffrey
you Cowboys fan.
if McCaffrey is able to go, and if Brock Purdy is able to kind of rewind the clock for a couple weeks,
but yeah.
I'm saying there's a lot that has to get, man. If the Eagles can move the ball up the field, then hey, there's a lot of.
They might not have to. Again, I mean, they just might shut down the 49ers just like the Seahawks defense did. They scored 3 points against the Seahawks.
Seahawks defense is pretty good.
Yeah, Eagles defense is pretty good.
Yeah. So, but I don't see that happening. Again, that 13-3. There's a lot of wrong that went wrong for that offense for San Francisco.
I think that was caused by a lot of right from the Seahawks defense.
No, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong on that, but a lot of it was kind of self-inflicted too.
Moving on, wild card round. Let's go with the first game, Bills-Jags in that one. I'm going Jags. I think they're an absolute wagon right now, playing like one of the best teams. Maybe foreshadowing the rest of my bracket here that they might end up being the Super Bowl representative for the AFC. But yeah, I think the Jags, that's the way they're playing on both sides of the ball. Bills play down to their competition. You can't play down to the Jags because they're an absolute wagon right now. Give me Jaguars.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jags, man. And it sucks because the one year that there's no Josh Allen, there's no Patrick Mahomes. Excuse me, there's no Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
There's no Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen.
No Joe Burrow.
All the thorns in the side of Josh Allen are out of the playoffs. And you have to do what the Buffalo Bills.
No Daniel Jones.
The Buffalo Bills haven't won a road playoff game.
No Tua.
Since 92. And
yeah.
And now you're asking them to win potentially 3 in a row to be able to go to the Super Bowl. Like that's a tall task. And I think the Jags are just too good right now. Trevor Lawrence is playing like he should be in the MVP conversation. But yeah, I think the Jags are just too good a team right now.
Why the hell's there a team in Western New York anyways? What are we doing?
Buffalo, man.
Yeah. Home of the
big city. Go Sabres.
Ish. And see, hockey makes sense there. Yeah, Buffalo's just, I don't think they got it. I got to go Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence playing well under Liam Cohen. And surprisingly, their offense is hitting on all cylinders. I got to go with the hot hand in the Jaguars.
What size medium market is Buffalo? I'm curious.
Oh, they're like 40 or 50, buddy. They're not up there. They're tiny.
You'd think being close to like
54th.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's useless.
What market is Portland?
23rd, I believe.
Yeah,
right.
It floats around in the 20
right.
to
Look
25 range. Yeah.
Look at us. We're top 25. That's a good thing.
Chargers, Patriots. As far as teams that the Chargers could go up against, I think they have the best chance. I think it is this Patriots defense because their pass rush isn't as good as, say, the Denver Broncos, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Texans. But I'm still going to take the Patriots in this one. They just get you death by 1,000 cuts, man. LA's got to go all the way up to New England to play this game. While Justin Herbert did get the week off to rest the hand, I still just think this offensive line, regardless of who they're playing, it's just a absolute liability. And it will be a liability against the Patriots in this one as well, taking Pats.
I just don't want the Pats to play down to this Chargers team. Like, I know that whole thing, like, act like you've been there before. Truth is, this team hasn't. This young team has no idea what the playoff is like. They have no idea what it's like to be in this moment. And so for that reason, I'm a little nervous. I got to be honest. If there were a weird upset that I saw happening this week, this is the one I was talking about. Like, so I don't want to be too high on my team. I am going to pick the Pats to win, but it scares the hell out of me just because, expectation, man. Drake May expected to be the MVP, this season, and I don't know. I'm a little nervous. I'm trying to see what the weather is in New England. It looks like it's
cold,
beautiful 35 degrees. So it's going to be great football weather for those boys from LA. But yeah, I'm picking the Pats to win. But again, this game has upset written all over it for me. I don't know why.
Jordan.
I mean, God, Patriots have been way too good this year, but I think they're going to continue that for at least one more game. Let me suggest Herbert.
I hope so.
But the frequency at which he throws for 3 touchdowns in a single game is almost never Justin Herbert. So they can't really score a lot of points through the air, and I feel like New England is just better at scoring, frankly. So I'm going the Patriots on this one.
Patriots. All right, and last one before we take a break. Texans-Steelers in this one. Boy, I want to take Texans, but I could also see the Steelers completely just dragging them down to their level with them in Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers and this team, I feel like they could just find some craziness within them to make happen in this game. CJ Stroud and the offense need to have a big game. I mean, we know this defense is good, but CJ Stroud needs to show up. And I think he will. It's going to be a tough, ugly, grinded-out game, but I feel like the Texans do end up actually pulling this one out against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. It's going to be a tough one, though. It's going to be, like I said, ugly, gross, grinded-out game.
35 degrees in Pittsburgh, too. So, I mean, not that really matters.
It's going to be like 17-13 final.
That's a solid score. Considering I don't think the Steelers are going to score a whole bunch, right? I can see them scoring maybe 17 points or something like that. So they're really going to have to lean on that defense to do something. Aaron Rodgers has been serviceable this season, but he does have a lot of playoff experience. CJ Stroud has enough playoff experience to make this a great game for him. But I think DeMeco Ryan and that defense is going to be the game changer here. So give me the Texans.
Texans for Rashad and Jordan.
I'm going Steelers. I think Pittsburgh's got it. Cold weather game. It's just going to be one of those low scoring. You said like 16, 17 to 13. I think
like
it's going to be
17, 13, yeah.
It's going to be like 7-6. One of those boring ones. Or like 9-7. Just a tutty and 3 field goals. No thank you. But Pittsburgh usually comes out on top in those kinds of games. And Mike Tomlin, with all the experience he has over DeMeco Ryans, I think that Pittsburgh wins easily here.
All right, take a quick break. We'll do these divisional round games next and conference championship before we figure out our Super Bowl game that we have put together in our own brackets. I got 3 tabs open doing all of our brackets here, so I'll let you guys know what your matchups are because they might be a little bit different from mine. Do that next here, Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Boy.
All right, divisional round, conference championship. We're getting into those now in our brackets. We all do have one matchup that is the same in our brackets. Patriots-Jags in the divisional round. And I'll start it off. I'm going Jags. I'm saying they go into New England. They keep this train rolling. Defense, offense, still playing at an elite level. And they are a little bit more used to playoff football just because Trevor Lawrence has been there at least once before, has played in a divisional round game. But I'm going to go with them over the Patriots in that defense stifles Drake May, and the offense is able to put up more points and be more efficient than Drake May as well. Give me Jags.
Man, I don't know, man. That deep into January in Foxborough for a guy like Trevor Lawrence and this Jags team from Florida, from Jacksonville, in that matchup, man, if the Pats can win this first one and really look good doing it, man, give me the Patriots in that game.
Yeah, I've lived in New England. I've been in Boston in January, and I don't think anybody that plays in California most of the year wants anything to do with that. Yeah, it just goes down to simple weather and cold weather to team success, and I think New England will beat them for sure.
Jacksonville in Florida, by the way.
Yeah.
You said California.
Oh, sorry. And what?
Tomatoes.
No, you know what?
70 degrees
you
all
know what
day.
happened? I was looking at an advertisement of Sunny D, like an old one from like a 90s nostalgic YouTube video.
And you thought California?
Well, remember they have the Florida orange juice and the California orange juice from Sunny D? My mind's just transposing those.
Not familiar. Not familiar with the...
You familiar with Sunny D? Did you have
I
some?
know Sunny D. I didn't know they had a
Got
Florida
some purple
and
stuff. Got some soda.
I didn't know they had
Sunny
a
D.
Florida and a California flavor, though.
Yes, sir.
All right. From this point on, we all have different divisional matchups. In the AFC, I have, actually, Rashad and I both have Denver and Houston playing each other. Jordan has Denver playing Pittsburgh. I am going to go with Houston. I say Houston's defense plays a little bit better than Denver's defense. And basically, I think what it comes down to is just quarterback play. I think C.J. Stroud is going to show up in this round versus the Broncos offense, which is very bipolar at times. And I believe in the Texans defense a little bit more than the Broncos defense. Texans are on a roll. I'm rolling with them. We're going to get an AFC South Conference Championship.
I'm going with the Broncos, man. The Broncos don't lose close games. And as long as they can keep the game close, and the Texans' offense isn't known for just blowing people out of the water. And so, yeah, man, give me the Broncos. Like you said, their offense can be up and down and kind of sketchy sometimes. But when it is good, it's pretty good. But even when it's not good, if the defense can keep it close, which I think they'd be able to do against this Texans team, I trust the Broncos at this point. They've shown me enough this year to let me know that I think they're good.
Jordan, Broncos or Steelers? That is your matchup.
Yeah, I got to go Denver here. I just think that, yes, their offense is hot and cold, but their defense is pretty damn good, and I just trust the weapons that Sean Payton has more than Mike Tomlin at that point. So, going Denver.
All right, on the AFC side, I am the only one with Seahawks-Packers, and that one I am going to go with the Seattle Seahawks. I feel like that defense is just going to make fits for Jordan Love in that Green Bay offense. Also, just the Seattle offense has been doing just enough to win games. Hasn't been committing a ton of mistakes, but it hasn't been as high potent as teams as Seattle fans would have liked, like the beginning of the season. Sam Darnold has been playing good enough, but I think this is where Seattle's defense shines. Green Bay coming into Seattle, losing that one. Seahawks advance. You guys both have Seattle versus San Francisco.
Is San Francisco? Okay. Yeah. Is it San Francisco or?
I have your bracket literally right in front of me.
Yeah, you said they were going to beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
Already going back on that?
I'm
Wait
looking
a
at the
second.
actual playoff bracket now. My fault. But you said San Francisco and who?
Seattle.
San Francisco, Seattle.
Locked in over there. Appreciate it.
No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the whole bracket and everything from. Doesn't matter. Man, it's hard to beat. Hard to beat division opponents. I'm probably going to go with Seattle, though.
Yeah, can we all just 1, 2, 3 Seattle?
Yeah, I think Seattle is still the team to beat right now. I hate saying that, but I think Seattle is the team to beat in the NFC right now.
Even when their offense sucks, their defense is just
so
so
solid.
damn good.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold
Looks very familiar, right?
Even in the playoffs, he could throw 3 or 4 picks in this game, and they will still win. So I'm going Seattle all day.
My matchup is Eagles-Rams. You guys both have Bears-Rams in your matchup. I am going to go with the Los Angeles Rams. They have gone to Philadelphia twice in the last 2 years, lost both of those games. I say they finally get their lick back. Offense shows up. Matt Stafford has a big game, and Hurts in the offense is the Achilles heel of their team all year long. They are not able to keep up with this offense. The Rams do what they should have done earlier in the season. What was that, week 3, week 4, when they had a however big of lead, 17-point lead over them. It was like 26-9 or whatever. Then the Eagles came back. I say the Rams get this one and advance the NFC Championship. Again, you guys got Bears versus Rams. Who wins that?
Bears. Bears win that game. I don't know. That's just me. I feel like Caleb Williams has been really, really hot. This offense has been able to move. This defense has been able to make some stops sometime. So I don't know. I'll probably say that I think the Bears have a better shot.
Rams. You got to pick my Rams here, right? I'd be a bad Rams fan if I didn't.
And we have our championship matchups, conference championship. Mine looks a lot different on the AFC than your guys'. You guys both have Broncos, Patriots. I have Texans, Jags in mine, an AFC South matchup where I will go with the Jaguars. They will be the Super Bowl representative for the AFC. Again, I think just the way that they're playing on both sides of the ball, this team is just on a hot streak. They're playing very, very good football right now. And it's because they are playing complementary football on both sides of it. So give me the Jags beating the Texans in the AFC Championship to go to the Super Bowl. Again, you guys have Broncos and Patriots. Rashad.
I'm taking the Patriots in that regard, man.
My God.
I think their offense is better than what the Broncos is, and you have somebody that's more than likely going to win the MVP this season. Yeah, I think both defenses are good. Obviously, I think the Broncos is maybe just a little bit better, but I think their offense for New England is better than what the Broncos is. So give me New England.
This is a tough one. I think I got to go Denver. I think I got to go the more experienced coach. And I get it, Vrabel had time in Tennessee. But Peyton's been there before. Vrabel has not. And simply put, I think that Peyton will out-scheme him at this point. And there's going to be something missing, from the stable for New England at that point, and it's just going to be a Denver game. They're going to have the same kind of experience in cold weather as New England does. What was that, famous blizzard game from the 80s? Denver plays in cold weather a lot.
Oh, yeah,
so
for sure.
It don't matter. I think it's going to be a Broncos win.
Rashad, you have a different NFC Championship game than Jordan and I. You have Seahawks-Bears, so I will let you go on this one.
Seahawks, Patriots, Super Bowl rematch.
Oh, dear God.
Let's see it.
Yeah, maybe it goes a little bit better than the last time for Seahawks fans.
No, it won't.
Yeah. Seahawks Rams is my Super Bowl or my NFC Championship. I say the Rams end up winning that one. They should have won their last matchup. They were up 16 in the fourth quarter. Took a miracle comeback from the Seahawks in that one. I believe in the Rams offense more than the Seahawks offense. This one will be played in Seattle. But I just think that if you got to go offense for offense, the Rams is the superior offense consistently throughout the season. I think their defense does just enough to get stops and to hold teams back from being able to beat them, and I think that's what they're going to do to this Seattle offense. Give me Rams in the Super Bowl.
Kind of wonder if the Seahawks have a disadvantage of getting that first round bye, and then the way that this would be set up is facing off against the Rams in the NFC Championship. I mean, hell, you want your team to be healthy when you're facing off against the best, and I would say the Rams are one of the other best teams in the league. And yeah, they have to wait until near the end of the playoffs. I don't know if injuries are going to be a concern or what. They've been a concern for Seattle all year. God, Seattle's really good, but I'm going LA here, man.
So our Super Bowl matchups, I'm going with Jags, Rams. Rashad is going Patriots, Seahawks, and Jordan going Broncos, Rams. And I can't believe I'm doing this, but your Super Bowl LX champion is the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going to beat the Rams again. I'm rolling with them. I'm rolling with them to make the run. They're playing some of the best football, if not the best football in the NFL right now, both sides of it. Trevor Lawrence finally playing up to his abilities. And again, I just think that this defense, too, it's playing some really good football on that side. Championship level defense right now. So give me the Jags to be your Super Bowl LX champions. Unbelievable. Rashad, your matchup, Patriots, Seahawks. Here, I'll just click the
Wait,
Patriots
no, don't wait, stop. Because as much as I love my team, I'm also a realist. I think this Seattle defense is really, really good. It's not Legion of Boom-esque, but it is very, very good. And I don't know, man. I think in that game, with the sputtering offense that Seattle has, I feel like they would have a great game all of a sudden in that game, and all of a sudden you see Sam Darnold play the best game of his life and all type of stuff. It's happened before. I think my team could win, but I think Seattle is just a little bit better defensively. This is tough. You know what? Give me the Patriots. I'm going to take them.
Oh, my
I'm gonna take
God.
them
All
anyway.
that
I'm
just
gonna
to end
them
up
anyway.
taking the
I
Patriots?
can't go against my team. That
Come
would be
on,
stupid, man. I can't do that.
Well, let's see if you guys make it 2 for 2 because Jordan has the Broncos versus the Rams in his Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm going. I got to go with my LA Rams. I think Matt Stafford, old man Matthew, has one more in him. Their offense is still just too good. Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, and Devonta Adams at the wide receiver position. I think their tight end, Colby Parkinson's caught almost like 10 tutties just himself this year. So I'm going Rams. They are going to come through because they are better on both sides of the ball here.
My Super Bowl champion, the Jacksonville Jaguars. For Rashad, it is the New England Patriots, and for Jordan, it is the LA Rams. Yeah, totally fair and balanced over here.
Yeah.
No bias.
Yeah,
you guys,
None at all.
way to go.
I mean, hey, if the Cowboys are in, I could
Yeah.
almost guarantee that would be your Super Bowl
We know
pick.
that's not going to happen. Come on now, let's
Just
be
saying.
rational. I will tweet these out so that way you can see our playoff predictions. Then we'll revisit these throughout the NFL playoffs. But it's time to revisit who do you love. Let's take a look at our picks from last week, the standings as they are, and make our picks for the possibly. We got a week. We can do national championship next week, so let's stick to all NFL games or NBA, as Rashad likes to sprinkle in from time to time. We do that next here, Sports Saturday, Fan Sports Network. But first, Schulte, Sports Center update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the Oregon Ducks season is over. They take a very hard loss in the Peach Bowl to the Indiana Hoosiers, 56-22, the final last night. Dante Moore, 285 yards and 2 tutties through the air, but first play of the game ended up being a pick 6 for Indiana. 2 more fumbles given away to the Hoosiers as well. Both led to scores, and on top of that, a blocked punt of James Ferguson Reynolds set the Hoosiers up again within the 10-yard. They're under the 10-yard line for another score. Just a hard-fought but very bad game, and I think a lot of Ducks fans would say not as hard-fought as we expected for the Duckies. That means the Hoosiers move on to face Miami in the national championship on January 19th. Over to the NBA, the Portland Trail Blazers winning their second in a row against the Houston Rockets at Moda Center last night, 111-105 the final. Tamani Kamara leading the way with 25 points, 5 of 11 from three-point land for him. And the wild card round of the NFL kicking off this afternoon. The Carolina Panthers hosting the LA Rams as 10-point underdogs. That's a 1:30 kick on Fox. And the other NFC wildcard game tonight, the nightcap between the Bears and Packers in Chicago. Green Bay, a 1.5-point favorite there. 5 p.m. kick on Prime Video. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk. Curtain missing work. The insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of dirt and spray. Weekday morning. Joe and Rashad share their predictions and look back at last week to see if they still love their picks. It's time for Who Do You Love? Part of Sports Saturday on 105.1 and 1080 The Fan.
Who do you love? Take a look at last week, how that went. I took Panthers to cover +3. I didn't take them to win, but I took them to cover +3, which they sure did against the Bucks. Also took the Bills -7.5 over the Jets. They threw Josh Allen out there all for one play, and then threw out Mitch Trubisky. Still not a problem to cover that 7.5. And then my last one, it says Ducks +4. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if that was basketball or, some other sport. I marked it red. I just figured whatever. I'd help out the cause and just give myself a loss on that one. So go 2-1. That brings me to 21-18. Rashad went Seahawks money line over the 49ers. Cha-ching. Went Jacksonville -13.5 over the Titans. Very cha-ching. And then you took Ole Miss to cover +3.5. They lose by 4.
Almost. I was so pissed.
Oh.
So pissed.
That brings you to 21-18 as well. Jordan, you went Packers +10 over the Vikings. I say thee nay, friend.
Wow.
No. That did not happen.
Not even close.
You did take the Raiders +5.5 though over the Chiefs.
Called it.
How about that?
I did get that, and then a day later, Pete Carroll is kissing his own ass goodbye.
And then you also took that weird Ducks +4. Again, I don't know what that was. I just marked it red. Don't worry about it. That brings you to 19-20. So Rashad and I tied at 21-18. Jordan at 19-20. But things could change literally this week. And as we look at the NFL schedule, what are we going to go with? I will start things off. Jags, 1.5-point favorite over the Bills. Give it to me. Jaguars covering the 1.5. Love it.
Pats 3.5 point favorites over the Rams, or over the Chargers. I think that sounds about right, man. Give me the money line.
You are going Patriots just money line?
Yeah.
Coward.
Give me 3.5, man.
Oh,
So
wow.
you
How
don't even have to
easy
call me
peer
out.
pressure
Hey, man.
Yikes.
able to influence his decision.
I'm not no punk, bro.
All right, Patriots 3.5. Jordan.
This might be dangerous, but like I said in our playoff pick, I think the Panthers getting 10 points against the Rams is just too much. I do
excessive.
think that Carolina at home will cover. It's a playoff game. You know what? Maybe Vegas knows something I don't know, and they're just going to come out and ask the bed, but I think Carolina can cover +10 against my favorite team, the Rams.
Wow. Okay. I am going to go to 49ers Eagles. That total of 44.5. I'm going to take the under of that one. Eagles like to muck it up. Again, drag their opponents to the depths of hell with them and win ugly games like 13-6. I could see this being a 20-6. I could see this being 20-10. But I say that Eagles 49ers, it will be low scoring and they will not hit that 44.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bears hosting the Packers. The over/under is 44.5. I think I'm gonna go the under with that one. Like there've been some games where, as far as scoring the ball, that haven't been great for either team. So I think this is gonna be a real grinded out game. So
Bears
I'm going-
Packers under.
Yes.
44.5. Got it.
Nice.
Jordan, your second one.
I said that the Niners were going to beat the Eagles, right? So I guess I can pick San Francisco +6 to cover that line on the road in Philly. Like I said, I think defensive coordinator Robert Saleh has some kind of idea how the Eagles' offense rolls, and I think because of that and because of that little bit of knowledge you refused to share this week and that clip on social media, I think San Fran's going to cover.
All right. And I'm going to go on my last one. Man, I'm deciding whether to go with Patriots covering 3.5 against the Chargers or if I want the Steelers to cover the +3 against the Texans. I'm going to go with the Patriots. I'm going to say that they're able to win this game pretty comfortably. Not a blowout by any means, but basically just keep the Chargers at arm's reach throughout this one. It's a long travel for LA going all the way up to Boston. Patriots fans, I'm sure that team, Vrabel, they are just absolutely stoked to be back in the playoffs. And while their record shows that they have not played many good teams this year, in fact, they have a strength of schedule of 391. 391, the winning percentage of their opponents. I say that they do beat the Chargers in a muck-it-up, grind-it-out game that they end up covering 3.5.
My last one, I will take the Pittsburgh-Houston game. Houston's favorite by 3. I think Pittsburgh's going to win, though, so give me Pittsburgh straight up.
Did you take the opposite in your bracket?
No, I picked Pittsburgh to win.
Did you?
I think so. Pretty sure I did.
You don't even remember. I'm going to pull up your bracket right now. I just tweeted it out at 1051 The Fan.
Yeah,
okay, you did take the Steelers.
Yeah,
okay.
I would say I'm pretty sure I did.
Hold on. Check that. No, you didn't. You took the Texans.
Did I really?
Yes.
He's hedging his bets.
I'm looking at the bracket right now. You took the Texans.
Okay, well, shoot. Well, give me the Texans then, if that's the case.
Texans to cover?
Yeah.
Just one segment later, already forgets what he took.
Seriously, there's too many teams here to remember all the stuff. So, yes.
Texans -3. Dear God. All right, last one, Jordan.
I'm taking a bit of a shot here. I'm going NBA and Portland Trailblazers. The Knicks come to town tomorrow afternoon. I don't see a line yet on ESPN, but the Blazers have won 5 in a row. So I think New York's coming to town to cover.
It's at 7 right now.
Okay, thank you. I think New York can cover that easily.
Wait, no, sorry. I thought you said that it was at 7. I was like, 7 who?
There is no line on ESPN right now. So whatever the line is, I will take it. I think New York is going to cover that.
Knicks, Blazers, January 11th. Yeah. So whatever the spread ends up being, you're taking.
I don't care. New York to cover. It's Blazers have won 5 in a row. I'm just going with the law of averages here.
Knicks cover spread.
I could throw in some analysis about how the pick and roll has improved in New York between Jalen Brunson and such and such. It doesn't matter. All right, Blazers have won 5 in a row. They got to lose sometime. There you go.
No line yet on that one. All right, our picks. I'm going Jags -1.5, Eagles 49ers under 44.5, Patriots -3.5. Rashad taking Patriots -3.5. Hey man, I get it. You want to take my picks? It's all good. Bears Packers under 44.5. Bears Packers under 44.5. Texans -3 for Rashad, and then Jordan going Panthers +10. 49ers +6, and Knicks cover the spread, whatever the hell ends up being against the Blazers tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock at Moda Center. That is Who Do You Love? We wrap things up next here, Sports Saturday on the Fan Sports Network.
Boy, am I glad to be done with my holiday shopping.
Oh, I know.
Final segment here on The Fan, Sports Saturday. What playoff matchup this weekend are you guys most excited for? Because, again, I can't wait for that Jags-Bills game tomorrow morning.
Ooh, most excited for?
Yeah, I'm stoked for that one.
I mean, I do think the San Francisco Eagles game could be pretty good.
I don't think it's going to be good.
Yeah, I think that game could be pretty good.
I think that if I'm taking the Eagles just all day long on that.
I mean, you got two complete studs at the running back position out there, and if they both have like really good games, you got two guys that have always been considered kind of check down guys, but one of them is starting to kind of break out over the last little bit. Yeah, two defenses that are one of them's kind of struggling a little bit, that's because they don't have a lot of their dudes, but yeah, I think that could be a really fun game. Like, the game that gives me the most anxiety is obviously my own. Patriots versus Chargers is the one that's going to give me, like, that's going to be tough to watch.
I think that's my most exciting matchup. For everything else this weekend, I feel like the storylines in that game, maybe other than the San Fran-Philly matchup, just seem to be the juiciest. I think that the cold weather versus warm weather, Justin Herbert, the up-and-coming quarterback against the now already here quarterback in Drake May. Like, there's a lot of storylines on both sides that I want to see play out, man. I hope that Justin Herbert can actually get somewhere this year in the playoffs, but I just I don't see it happening.
Can you, imagine a world, though, where I'm right and the Jags win the Super Bowl?
They're overdue.
That's just weird to say out loud.
They're overdue.
Envision the Jacksonville Jaguars are your Super Bowl champions.
They've never won one, have they?
No, they definitely have
I
not.
mean, they've only existed since, 94, 95,
have
96?
They been to one? No, they've been to one.
No, I don't believe they've been to
They've
one.
been to it, I think, two AFC championship games in their history.
They're the only team, or one of the only teams, that has never been to one, if I'm not mistaken, right? Other than the Texans, of course, but those are, that's post-2000.
Those two, the Vikings, I believe, are another franchise that has not been to a Super Bowl. I don't think the Lions have not been to a Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, they haven't.
Dang.
Yeah, their last championship was like in the 30s or something.
We go to Super Bowl all the time on Madden when I have to play for the Lions every year.
Teams to never go to Super Bowl. The Browns.
Shocking.
The Vikings have gone. They just have not won it. I got that confused there.
You want to know what's sad is
Browns, Lions, Texans, Jags.
And after the Browns became the Ravens went and won a couple of times. So F you, Cleveland.
Yeah, right.
Yikes.
So Jags.
Hopefully they get there. I'm not rooting for the Jags, but if they get there, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah. Do you have a team? I mean, obviously your own team. You guys are rooting for that. So obviously I can't ask you what team you're rooting for in these playoffs. I mean, I already know who you guys think is going to win and who you're rooting for. So.
Yeah, I really like this Jags team. I think they're good. It's hard not to root for the Texans. At this point. Like, I'm rooting for Mike Tomlin, not the Steelers. I'm rooting for Mike Tomlin at this point. I think it'd be a great FU if he went and won the Super Bowl this year after everybody talked about firing him after having another winning season.
For like the fourth year in a row.
Yeah, after having another winning season. So, yeah, I think, just rooting for him secretly. Not for Pittsburgh, but if they went to at least the championship game, I think that would be vindication for Mike Tomlin.
I agree with you, Rashad. I'm getting sick and tired of everybody throwing Mike Tomlin under the bus. Even last year, I bet Brandon Sprague on the air, like, hey, dude, they're going to have a record better than 500. I bet you $50. He's like, oh, I'll take that bet every day. I won. Like midway through the season, I won.
I said that they were going to have a winning record too, but again, me and Rashad were talking about it a couple weeks ago. I guess the Steelers are just happy to be there now. That's what they hang their success on. Hey, they are so afraid of like restarting and the possibility of like going through bad seasons rather than actually trying to win a Super Bowl.
I mean, but what better?
Bad seasons we know as Blazer fans, this is really hard to go through.
Well, again, that's what I'm saying is
really
that Steeler fans, they would rather just do this than actually try and find a new coach that cares about offense and getting a stalwart franchise quarterback, rather than patching it together with spackle every single season.
Would you want to put any of your chips in because the Steelers have not had good enough draft picks to get any of the top guys available out of college? Would you want to put any of your, future into a guy like Michael Penix Jr. or any of these guys like third or fourth round pick, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders type of guys. Like, that's who Pittsburgh would have been selecting from basically since Ben Roethlisberger retired. Personally, I think Mike Tomlin's doing the right thing. If he saw a guy that was somebody that he was willing to invest in, he'd push twice on Sundays for it. But there has been a lot of crappy quarterbacks coming out of college, and I think that makes him want to put together this whole thing with Spackle as opposed to just dive all in on one guy.
You can't wait in Pittsburgh. They're not the Browns.
Well,
like,
I'm pretty sure they drafted Kenny Pickett with a first-round pick.
See how
so
well
he
that
clearly
worked out,
did.
right?
Well, I mean, he clearly thought it was a good idea.
That's a good point.
He clearly thought that was a good idea as far as starting with a young quarterback. That did not work. He's gone with Mason.
Won't get burned like that again, eh, Tomlin? I get it.
Well, again,
fool me once, eh?
So they'll be in the playoffs again, but I expect them to be knocked out promptly by the Texans in this next round. But again, I could totally see the reality of Steelers just dragging the Texans down to their level and somehow winning just an ugly, gross game.
Yeah, man. I see it.
Go AFC South, though, baby.
Should be fun, man.
Texans, Jags in the AFC Conference Championship game for me.
Bro, you guys get a chance, man. Come to Franklin today, man. PIL Showcase, man. For real. Hey, man. Jeff Benson, the girls always go so hard. It's a packed house every single time. Starts at 5:30, bro. Jordan, if you got time, you should definitely go. And the boys play before that, so it's gonna be dope.
Right.
No,
sure.
I'm gonna go watch my son's team get smacked around and for a couple games this afternoon.
I'm telling you, man. There's some kids out there, some ladies out there, some boys too that are just absolute beasts, and they're gonna go super far. You're gonna hear a lot about it.
Well, they're playing the Lake Ridge today, and there's one kid on the Lake Ridge team that just, I mean, I would be surprised if he's playing the second half.
Yeah, shout out to my girl Jayla Lackey. She's my man's daughter. She is a monster already, a sophomore. Yeah, she's gonna do big things.
All right, that'll do it for us on this Saturday. Taking a good old Saturday stretch to get me ready for the rest of the day here.
Lazy one for y'all, man. No show or anything after this. This is great.
No more shows the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Rashad, thanks for the reminder.
Yeah,
Has to feel good to go home and relax though a little bit.
No, like I just said, I'm gonna go watch my son get smacked around for 3 hours at a basketball tournament. It's gonna be great.
I love it. Go kill him, Joey.
That is it for us today. We'll be back here next Saturday. Rashad, appreciate you as always.
My man.
Jordan, appreciate you as always.
Love you guys. Love you all out there.
And everybody out there listening, appreciate you as well. You will catch us next week at 9 o'clock for Jordan Schultz, Rashad Taylor. I'm Joe Fisher. Peace.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a